to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. We're in Dubai here for the Candy Pants Eddie Hearn 12 rounds. They should have done a few rounds with you as well, Frank, to be fair.
I mean, once you've had Hearn, it's a bit dull having me in it, let's be honest. I know my place.
Ray Chan, who was the maestro behind putting this event together. I was actually surprised at the turnout, not because of your skills of putting events on, which we know is flawless, but the popularity of Eddie Hearn in Dubai.
I think when me and Frank met in Abu Dhabi, 6 weeks ago, and I sort of popped the idea in his head. I remember you saying, "No, do you think that will work?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I think he's got pull, and I think there's a lot of ladies out there that also that were like, oh, if Eddie Hearn's coming, I'll be there." I'm like,
why not?
I think he said Jimmy Carr was coming, and they thought it was comedy, and then Eddie turned up, and they went, "He looks like him, so we'll stay."
Right, let's talk about this connection here first of all. Frank Smith's CEO of Matchroom, Ray Chan from Candy Pants. How did you two guys kind of come together, if you like? Ray?
do you want me to go or you? Say around 2013-14 when the guys were doing all the UK shows. We were doing a lot of UK parties at the time. I owned a nightclub in Leeds. Guys did a show at Leeds Arena, and by default, they wanted to go somewhere afterwards, and that's how we connected. And I think there was some vodka drunk that night. Yeah.
I don't remember going out, to be honest. I don't think if anyone's watching this, I don't partake in nights out ever. So I think I met you in a coffee shop in Leeds.
Okay.
No,
yeah, that's the one.
no, actually, it was in Oracle in Leeds, Ray's club, and it's a great place actually. It's not still there, is it?
It's not there anymore, but we've
They
got
were
a new one
great
next year.
days back there, great days.
Obviously, we've seen kind of boxing in this region of the Middle East sort of grow over the last 3 years, if you like. But yeah, can you see a future still with Dubai boxing and kind of this kind of thing?
100%. I think it can only grow. I've been operating here since 2013, and it's not, there's been boxing shows, events, but I don't think that there's been any sort of like major footprint here. And I think that, Matchroom coming, sort of having forward-thinking ideas, will sort of grow that boxing presence in the area, and it'll only get busier and busier, more popular.
There is a market here, isn't there, Frank, in the UAE for boxing? Like I said, we've seen that over the years, small steps, but yeah, can you see a future here as well, especially here, you're obviously doing a show in Abu Dhabi on Saturday night, but Dubai as well, you think they're strong enough to kind of hold for the future?
Yeah, look, a huge market in the UAE. We've done shows, obviously, we promote shows globally, all around the world, and we want to continue to grow the sport. And the focus for us really now is not just bringing big events, but actually growing the grassroots of the sport. Ultimately, we need the younger generation to get into the sport. And Abu Dhabi have shown that with a lot of their investment into other sports, that they're willing to put that in to grow. Their jiu-jitsu's massive in Abu Dhabi. You've got, obviously, the UFC's grown over the last 12 years. You've got Formula One, which is massive there. So look, there's massive opportunity. Ray obviously knows the market here better than anyone. So it was a natural partnership, and you only have to see with the turnout tonight, especially huge expat audience in the UAE and all across the Middle East. So it's how do we target those guys as well as the local residents.
Ray, obviously you've been very successful in your field at Marbella, etc., and all these places around the globe. So how do you transcend what you do into working with professional boxing?
I think that for me, all my events, all my parties around the world are all about delivering an experience to a customer. And I think that's what the guys are doing, delivering boxing as an experience from, sort of the moment the build-up to the fights are on Sweet Caroline songs and everything like that. And there's a lot of synergy in my eyes between both brands and both DNAs. So, I think we can only continue to embed that footprint, and there'll be more and more.
I've got a great idea for your first event, which kind of, CC's IFL and Matchroom, you could do 3-round exhibition, Frank Smith versus Simon Jordan. What do you think?
I think it'll be good. I'd like to work the corner for Frank.
How much do I make?
As much as you want, you'll be paying yourself.
How many pay-per-view buys does me and Simon?
Great question. How many pay-per-view buys is it?
At like £1. I reckon it does. I reckon if we build it up the right way, I reckon it could do 25,000.
25,000. 100% does 25,000 a
sell
pound.
out York Hall.
What about 4.99?
We'll do 4.99. I reckon we can sell out York Hall as well. York Hall. You don't think so?
You know, I think you can go a bit higher than York Hall.
No,
Yeah.
I want it intimate. You know, I want to feel that raw rustiness of boxing when I get in there. And Simon, I'm a bit scared of you, but let's have it.
Can we just see? I don't know what's going on behind there.
That's one of these new 360 selfie machines. So I'm sure we'll get Frank on it next. And
What's his name?
Carl, he's Carl. Carl with a yeah. He's my
Carl. Meow. Carl, jump in, mate. Take the mic. Jump right
Take
in
the
middle.
fucking mic.
You need to go back a little bit.
Right, go back.
Go on, mate. Go on, you get in there, Cole.
So what's the question then, boys?
You control it, mate.
Control it. So what's the question then, boys? Like,
in charge.
as,
No, it's Cole's time.
right, Cougs was in charge before, but as far as I was concerned, the question was, who would you like to see fight? You know what I mean? So like, I was sat there in the crowd and Ray gave it the old fucking, I'd like to see Triple G. What's some old fucking man in a fucking Zimmer frame and all that shit? Hey, like, no, sorry Ray, no disrespect. I love Ray. He's a fucking mega G of all time, like, you know what I mean? But who would you like to see fight?
What, in general?
Yeah, no, in general. No, let's keep it specific weight class. If you know your boxing, you'll know what to say. Come on, let's have it.
All right, Spence Crawford.
That's a good show, lad. Generic, but it's good. Like
Generic.
I'll take that, lad.
What do you want from me?
No, nothing, mate. Your soul. That was it. Sorry, Cougs.
You're all right. You're all right. If you wanted to ask him another question, you're more than welcome.
Oh, really? All right, go ahead, Cougs, lad. Let's have it. So,
This will be a different interview. This will be
Right, a
tough.
bit of a
There was the very corporate part of the
a
interview.
spicy interview,
Yeah,
innit? Like,
there was a corporate part, and then you came in.
No,
and you
no,
just
no.
sort of,
all right, yeah, shit,
I mean,
yeah.
have you not done this before?
no, never. I've never done this shit before, man.
You won't be getting.
I'm
another
just a
gig
realist,
this
innit, mate? You know what I mean? I live life on the edge, so
You're very
what
hot.
We
You're
say?
very hot.
I am very fucking hot, lad.
Not in. I mean, very hot.
You've
Warm,
al-
very warm.
You've already said your piece, lad. It's done, right? So we're moving on to Ray. Who would you legitimately, Ray? Don't say GGG again because he's done and gone, and he like. If you were to choose your dream fight, who would fight? Right, fight. Who would it be?
It would be Eddie Hearn and Ben Shalom.
That's a good matchup, that lad. I love Eddie, but everyone would love to see him getting filled in at the same time, wouldn't they? You know, let's be real. He's a good kid. I'm not saying nothing. He's done his bit here tonight, but quick, swift into the FOD, you know what I mean? Something like that. Right, hey, listen. So, to me, Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis. Oi! You know it, lad. Let's have it. Boom! You know that's a good fight. Hey, Shakur Stevenson. He's a bit of a welkin. He couldn't go make weight and all that shit. Hey, we know that shit, like, but hey, Cougs loves it. Look at him. Oi!
Carl, I appreciate your cameo in there. Can I just bring Frank Smith in just to kind of close off? Thank you very much, Carl.
Hey, Cougs. Sorry if that was too heavy, lad.
Don't worry, we're still going, mate. I just want to wrap this up.
Hey, I'm a dubstep kid, you know what I mean? Happy. Hey, hey, enough in it. Hey, Cougs has had enough. Hey, I love this man. What can he say? Legend of YouTube. Fuck it. Big up British boxing. Hey, British boxing. You know it.
Top man,
hey,
Carl.
What
Carl,
a guy.
Carl, just want to wrap this interview up. Thanks, mate. Right. Anyway, Ray, Frank, thank you very much for talking to IFL. Have you got anything you'd like to add before we finish?
I think that might be edited in some way.
No, we leave things in raw. Frank? Yeah. Raw it goes.
Raw it is then. Enjoy that. I'm not sure what just happened, to be honest, but enjoy it, guys.
Ray, thank you very much. Great night, and yeah, we look forward to a great event at the Etihad Arena in Abu Dhabi.
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
I'm going to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.